Autophagy is one of the most fascinating and underrated processes in the human body, yet it's happening inside you every single day, if you let it. The term itself means self-eating, but what it truly represents is the body's built-in recycling and renewal system. Think of your body as a city and your cells as buildings. Over time, debris accumulates, machinery wears down, and waste starts piling up. Without a cleanup crew, that city becomes dysfunctional. Autophagy is that cleanup crew. It identifies damaged parts of your cells, breaks them down, and recycles them into new, useful components that help your body function efficiently. This process is not just about tidying up, it's about survival and rejuvenation at the deepest biological level. Every cell in your body constantly produces waste as a byproduct of metabolism. Old mitochondria, misfolded proteins, and damaged cell parts can accumulate and interfere with cellular communication and energy production. Autophagy clears all of that out, making room for renewal. What's incredible is that the body doesn't waste anything during this process. It breaks old materials into amino acids and fatty acids that can be reused to build stronger, more efficient cellular structures. This recycling not only improves function, but also conserves energy and resources, allowing your body to heal, repair, and even slow down the aging process naturally. When autophagy is active, your immune system works better because it can eliminate cells infected with viruses or bacteria before they spread. It even helps prevent the buildup of precancerous cells by removing damaged or mutated material before it can turn harmful. In the brain, autophagy removes toxic proteins that would otherwise accumulate and cause cognitive decline, brain fog, or neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. So when people talk about feeling sharper, younger, and more energetic when fasting or eating clean, what they're often experiencing is the result of autophagy working efficiently. The problem is that in the modern lifestyle, this natural system is rarely active. Because we eat so frequently, 3 meals a day, plus snacks, sugary drinks, and late-night bites, our bodies are constantly flooded with glucose and insulin. High insulin levels completely suppress autophagy, keeping the body stuck in growth mode instead of repair mode. It's like constantly having your factory running without ever taking time to clean or maintain the equipment. Over time, things start to break down faster than they can be fixed. This is one reason why chronic diseases, premature aging, and fatigue are so common today. We've essentially turned off our body's repair mechanism through continuous eating and constant insulin spikes. Activating autophagy doesn't require a fancy supplement or an expensive detox. It simply requires giving your body a break from food. Fasting, even for short periods, allows insulin levels to drop, signaling your cells to shift from using glucose for energy to using stored fat. This metabolic switch triggers autophagy, turning on the body's internal cleaning and regeneration mode. The most effective way to start is with intermittent fasting, fasting for 16 hours and eating within an 8-hour window. During those fasting hours, your body begins breaking down damaged cells, recycling materials, and producing new mitochondria, which are essential for energy production and longevity. The longer you fast, the deeper the autophagy process goes as your body becomes more efficient at identifying and eliminating old, dysfunctional material. But fasting alone isn't enough. What you eat when you break your fast matters just as much. Nutrient-dense foods like leafy greens, cruciferous vegetables, and healthy fats from avocados, nuts, and olive oil support this renewal process. On the other hand, sugar, refined carbs, and processed foods immediately spike insulin again, shutting off autophagy and undoing your progress. Sleep and exercise also play vital roles in supporting this system. During deep sleep, the brain undergoes its own version of autophagy, clearing out toxins that accumulate during the day. Exercise, especially high-intensity or resistance training, creates a mild stress response in the body that activates autophagy in muscle tissue, helping repair micro-damage and build stronger fibers. Everything in your body operates on balance. Too much stress, too much eating, or too much rest can throw things off. The key is to create natural cycles of stress and recovery, eating and fasting, activity and rest. This rhythm is what keeps autophagy working efficiently and keeps your cells young, clean, and resilient. What's truly amazing is that autophagy is proof that the body knows how to heal itself if we give it the right conditions. It's not just a detox, it's a fundamental process of cellular renewal that supports longevity, energy, and disease resistance. People often search for anti-aging secrets in creams, pills, or treatments, but the real secret is already built into your biology. Your body is programmed to renew itself. It just needs time and space to do it. By understanding and supporting autophagy, you're not only preventing disease, but also allowing your body to restore itself from within, naturally and intelligently. High insulin is one of the biggest hidden barriers to achieving real health, longevity, and cellular renewal. Most people don't even realize how often their insulin levels are elevated because of constant eating, snacking, and consuming foods that trigger glucose spikes. Insulin is a hormone made by the pancreas, and its primary job is to help move glucose from your blood into your cells for energy or storage. But when insulin levels stay high all the time, your body never gets the signal to switch into repair mode. This means autophagy, the body's internal cleaning and recycling process, remains completely shut off. You can think of insulin as a switch. When it's on, your body is focused on growth, storage, and using external energy sources like carbohydrates. When it's off, your body shifts gears into maintenance and repair, burning stored fat and cleaning up damaged cells. The problem arises when that switch never turns off because of the modern diet, which is full of processed carbohydrates, sugary snacks, and constant grazing. Even what many people consider healthy habits, like eating small meals throughout the day, can keep insulin high enough to block autophagy. When insulin is chronically elevated, not only does your body stop burning fat, but it also begins storing more of it, especially around the midsection. This constant insulin signal keeps cells in a perpetual state of storage, which over time leads to insulin resistance. That's when your cells stop responding to insulin effectively, forcing the pancreas to release even more. This vicious cycle drives inflammation, weight gain, fatigue, and accelerated aging. But perhaps the most overlooked effect of high insulin is how it interferes with your body's ability to clean and repair itself. Without autophagy, damaged proteins and dysfunctional mitochondria accumulate inside cells, leading to oxidative stress and cellular malfunction. The more this buildup continues, the faster your tissues age and the higher your risk for metabolic disorders, neurodegeneration, and even cancer. Most people live in a constant fed state, meaning their bodies never enter the fasting phase necessary for cleanup and repair. Each time you eat, whether it's a full meal or just a handful of nuts, you're stimulating insulin. And when insulin goes up, autophagy goes down. This relationship is so strong that even a small amount of sugar or protein outside your eating window can pause the entire repair process. That's why intermittent fasting, or simply spacing out meals, is so effective. It gives your insulin levels time to drop low enough to unlock the healing mechanism of autophagy. To understand how powerful this shift can be, imagine your body has two major operating systems. One is growth and energy storage, which runs on insulin. The other is repair and regeneration, which runs on low insulin and fasting. You can't have both running at the same time. If insulin dominates, your body stays busy digesting, storing, and managing nutrients. If insulin drops, your body finally gets the chance to recycle old cellular parts, burn fat for energy, and restore balance. The key to long-term health lies in training your body to switch easily between these two states. Unfortunately, for most people, the growth system has been locked on for decades because of constant food availability and sugar dependency. Even drinks can trigger insulin spikes. Sweetened coffee, juice, soda, and even milk can keep insulin elevated without you realizing it. The same goes for hidden carbohydrates in sauces, dressings, and processed foods. It's not just about sugar. It's about how frequently your body receives the signal to release insulin. If you want to give your body the chance to activate autophagy, you need long stretches of time without that signal. Water, black coffee, and herbal tea are fine during fasting because they don't raise insulin, allowing your body to stay in repair mode longer. When insulin stays low, the body can finally switch to fat-burning mode. Stored fat becomes the primary source of energy, and as your body becomes more efficient at this, your energy levels rise, your brain becomes clearer, and inflammation starts to drop. You'll notice less bloating, fewer cravings, and improved focus because your metabolism is no longer trapped in the highs and lows of sugar dependency. Over time, insulin sensitivity improves, meaning your cells can respond to insulin more effectively, and your pancreas no longer has to work overtime to manage blood sugar. This balance between insulin and autophagy is the foundation of real metabolic health. You can eat all the right nutrients, but if your insulin is chronically high, your body will never truly heal at the cellular level. That's why even people who eat healthy but snack frequently or consume too many carbohydrates still struggle with fatigue, inflammation, and aging symptoms. To restore natural healing, you have to allow insulin to fall. That's when the body starts cleaning, repairing, and renewing itself. Once you understand this connection, it becomes clear that managing insulin isn't just about weight loss. It's about turning on the body's built-in repair program and allowing true regeneration to take place. High insulin is one of the biggest hidden barriers to achieving real health, longevity, and cellular renewal. Most people don't even realize how often their insulin levels are elevated because of constant eating, snacking, and consuming foods that trigger glucose spikes. Insulin is a hormone made by the pancreas, and its primary job is to help move glucose from your blood into your cells for energy or storage. But when insulin levels stay high all the time, your body never gets the signal to switch into repair mode. This means autophagy, the body's internal cleaning and recycling process, remains completely shut off. You can think of insulin as a switch. When it's on, your body is focused on growth, storage, and using external energy sources like carbohydrates. When it's off, your body shifts gears into maintenance and repair, burning stored fat and cleaning up damaged cells. The problem arises when that switch never turns off because of the modern diet, which is full of processed carbohydrates, sugary snacks, and constant grazing. Even what many people consider healthy habits, like eating small meals throughout the day, can keep insulin high enough to block autophagy. When insulin is chronically elevated, not only does your body stop burning fat, but it also begins storing more of it, especially around the midsection. This constant insulin signal keeps cells in a perpetual state of storage, which over time leads to insulin resistance. That's when your cells stop responding to insulin effectively, forcing the pancreas to release even more. This vicious cycle drives inflammation, weight gain, fatigue, and accelerated aging. But perhaps the most overlooked effect of high insulin is how it interferes with your body's ability to clean and repair itself. Without autophagy, damaged proteins and dysfunctional mitochondria accumulate inside cells, leading to oxidative stress and cellular malfunction. The more this buildup continues, the faster your tissues age and the higher your risk for metabolic disorders, neurodegeneration, and even cancer. Most people live in a constant fed state, meaning their bodies never enter the fasting phase necessary for cleanup and repair. Each time you eat, whether it's a full meal or just a handful of nuts, you're stimulating insulin. And when insulin goes up, autophagy goes down. This relationship is so strong that even a small amount of sugar or protein outside your eating window can pause the entire repair process. That's why intermittent fasting, or simply spacing out meals, is so effective. It gives your insulin levels time to drop low enough to unlock the healing mechanism of autophagy. To understand how powerful this shift can be, imagine your body has two major operating systems. One is growth and energy storage, which runs on insulin. The other is repair and regeneration, which runs on low insulin and fasting. You can't have both running at the same time. If insulin dominates, your body stays busy digesting, storing, and managing nutrients. If insulin drops, your body finally gets the chance to recycle old cellular parts, burn fat for energy, and restore balance. The key to long-term health lies in training your body to switch easily between these two states. Unfortunately, for most people, the growth system has been locked on for decades because of constant food availability and sugar dependency. Even drinks can trigger insulin spikes. Sweetened coffee, juice, soda, and even milk can keep insulin elevated without you realizing it. The same goes for hidden carbohydrates in sauces, dressings, and processed foods. It's not just about sugar, it's about how frequently your body receives the signal to release insulin. If you want to give your body the chance to activate autophagy, you need long stretches of time without that signal. Water, black coffee, and herbal tea are fine during fasting because they don't raise insulin, allowing your body to stay in repair mode longer. When insulin stays low, the body can finally switch to fat burning mode. Stored fat becomes the primary source of energy, and as your body becomes more efficient at this, your energy levels rise, your brain becomes clearer, and inflammation starts to drop. You'll notice less bloating, fewer cravings, and improved focus because your metabolism is no longer trapped in the highs and lows of sugar dependency. Over time, insulin sensitivity improves, meaning your cells can respond to insulin more effectively, and your pancreas no longer has to work overtime to manage blood sugar. This balance between insulin and autophagy is the foundation of real metabolic health. You can eat all the right nutrients, but if your insulin is chronically high, your body will never truly heal at the cellular level. That's why even people who eat healthy but snack frequently or consume too many carbohydrates still struggle with fatigue, inflammation, and aging symptoms. To restore natural healing, you have to allow insulin to fall. That's when the body starts cleaning, repairing, and renewing itself. Once you understand this connection, it becomes clear that managing insulin isn't just about weight loss. It's about turning on the body's built-in repair program and allowing true regeneration to take place. Fasting is one of the most natural and powerful ways to activate autophagy, yet it's often misunderstood. Most people think fasting is just about eating less or skipping meals, but in reality, it's about giving your body the time and space it needs to heal, repair, and rejuvenate. When you stop eating for a certain period, something incredible happens inside your body. Insulin levels drop, blood sugar stabilizes, and your cells switch from using glucose for energy to burning stored fat. This metabolic switch is what triggers autophagy, the body's internal cleanup and recycling process. It's like flipping a switch that tells your system, okay, it's time to repair and rebuild. The longer you remain in a fasting state, the deeper this repair process goes, and your body begins cleaning up old proteins, damaged mitochondria, and cellular debris that would otherwise lead to inflammation and premature aging. When you first start fasting, your body uses up stored glycogen in the liver for energy. Once those stores are depleted, usually around 12 to 14 hours into a fast, it begins breaking down fat into ketones. These ketones not only fuel your cells more efficiently, but also signal the body to start autophagy. It's the body's way of saying, let's recycle what's not working and use it for something better. This process reduces oxidative stress, balances hormones, and strengthens the immune system. That's why people who fast regularly often notice clearer skin, better focus, and a more stable mood. It's not magic. It's biology functioning as it was designed to. The human body evolved with fasting periods built into its rhythm. Our ancestors didn't have constant access to food, and their bodies became extremely efficient at using fasting as a time to cleanse and restore energy systems. In the modern world, where we eat every few hours, we've essentially turned off that natural repair cycle. Intermittent fasting is the easiest and safest way to bring this process back into your daily life. The most common method is the 16 hours and 8 pattern, fasting for 16 hours and eating within an 8-hour window. For example, if you finish dinner at 7 p.m., you wouldn't eat again until 11 a.m. the next day. During that fasting period, you can drink water, black coffee, or unsweetened tea, but nothing that contains calories or sugar. The idea is to keep insulin levels low so the body remains in fat, burning, and repair mode. As your body adapts, you can extend the fasting window to 18 or even 20 hours, which deepens autophagy and increases the benefits. It's not about starving yourself, it's about timing your meals to allow your body to do what it's naturally programmed to do: clean up and restore balance. One of the most powerful benefits of fasting-induced autophagy is its impact on inflammation. Chronic inflammation is one of the leading causes of disease and accelerated aging. When autophagy is active, your body removes damaged cells and proteins that trigger inflammatory responses. This helps calm the immune system, reduce joint pain, improve digestion, and even enhance mental clarity. Another major benefit is mitochondrial renewal. Mitochondria are the energy factories in your cells, and over time, they become less efficient. Fasting allows your body to break down old mitochondria and replace them with new, stronger ones, which translates to higher energy levels and better endurance. Fasting also improves hormone balance. When you fast, growth hormone levels rise significantly, helping preserve lean muscle and burn fat simultaneously. Insulin sensitivity improves, meaning your body can manage blood sugar more efficiently. Leptin and ghrelin, the hormones that control hunger and satiety, also become more balanced, so you naturally crave less food and feel full longer after eating. That's why fasting isn't just a fat loss strategy, it's a full body reset that affects every system in your body. As autophagy continues during fasting, the body even targets pre-cancerous and damaged cells, breaking them down before they can multiply. Research shows that fasting can support longevity by reducing oxidative damage and promoting healthy cell regeneration. It's essentially giving your body a chance to remove what's broken and rebuild it stronger and cleaner. This is why fasting has such a profound anti-aging effect. It literally allows your cells to renew themselves. The key to successful fasting is to ease into it. If you're used to eating frequently, your body will take time to adjust. Start by reducing snacks between meals and gradually extend the time between your last meal of the day and your first meal the next day. Stay hydrated, get adequate sleep, and break your fast with nutrient-rich foods, leafy greens, healthy fats, and moderate protein. Avoid refined carbs and sugars because they'll spike insulin and stop autophagy. Once you experience the benefits, fasting becomes less of a discipline and more of a lifestyle. You'll notice increased focus in the mornings, improved digestion, and a steady source of energy that doesn't depend on constant eating. Your body will become metabolically flexible, able to switch easily between burning sugar and burning fat for fuel. And as you maintain this balance, autophagy becomes a regular, natural part of your biology again. This is what true metabolic health looks like: your body efficiently managing energy, cleaning up damage, and renewing itself from within. Autophagy is one of the most powerful anti-aging mechanisms that exists within the human body, yet most people are completely unaware of its impact. Aging is often thought of as an inevitable process driven by time, but biologically, it's more about the gradual accumulation of cellular damage and waste. When autophagy is active, the body begins clearing out these damaged cells, misfolded proteins, and defective mitochondria, replacing them with new, healthy components. This process slows down and, in many ways, reverses the signs of aging from the inside out. It's not a cosmetic change, it's a deep biological renewal that affects every cell, tissue, and organ. When autophagy is working efficiently, your body operates in a younger state because it's constantly recycling and regenerating itself at the cellular level. One of the major contributors to aging is oxidative stress. Over time, the body's cells produce free radicals, unstable molecules that damage DNA and proteins. When autophagy is impaired, these damaged elements accumulate, leading to dysfunction in organs like the heart, brain, and liver. By activating autophagy, the body can neutralize this oxidative stress by removing damaged components before they cause harm. This is why fasting and other autophagy-stimulating practices are linked to longer lifespans and reduced age-related diseases. The process doesn't just delay aging, it literally helps the body rebuild itself from within, creating newer, stronger, and more efficient cells that behave as if they were younger. Autophagy also supports mitochondrial health, which is crucial for staying youthful. Mitochondria are the powerhouses of your cells, providing the energy needed for every function in the body. As you age, your mitochondria become less efficient, and some even start producing more free radicals instead of energy. Autophagy identifies these old, damaged mitochondria and replaces them with new ones through a sub-process called mitophagy. This rejuvenates your energy systems, leading to improved endurance, sharper mental clarity, and better metabolic function. People who regularly activate autophagy through fasting, exercise, and low-carb nutrition often report higher energy levels and better focus, not because they're getting younger in age, but because their cells are functioning more like they did when they were younger. Another way autophagy reverses aging is by improving skin health. The skin is constantly exposed to environmental stressors like sunlight, pollution, and toxins. Over time, this exposure causes collagen breakdown, wrinkles, and loss of elasticity. When autophagy is active, it clears away damaged skin cells and encourages the production of new collagen and elastin fibers. This cellular turnover leads to smoother, firmer, and more radiant skin without the need for external treatments. It's the body's natural anti-aging system at work, renewing the skin from the inside rather than masking it from the outside. Autophagy also has a remarkable impact on brain health and cognitive longevity. The brain is extremely sensitive to cellular waste buildup, and when autophagy slows down, toxic proteins such as beta, amyloid, and tau begin to accumulate. These proteins are associated with neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. When autophagy is restored, the brain can clear out these toxins more effectively, protecting neurons and maintaining cognitive performance. This is one reason why people who practice intermittent fasting often notice sharper focus, improved memory, and greater mental clarity. They're giving their brains the chance to detoxify and regenerate through autophagy. Inflammation is another key factor that accelerates aging. Chronic, low-grade inflammation wears down tissues and organs, contributing to everything from joint stiffness to heart disease. Autophagy directly helps lower inflammation by breaking down damaged cellular components that trigger immune reactions. When these inflammatory triggers are removed, the immune system becomes more balanced and efficient. This not only slows aging but also strengthens the body's defenses against disease. A body that experiences less inflammation is one that functions more efficiently, feels more energetic, and heals faster, all of which are hallmarks of youth. Hormonal balance is also influenced by autophagy. As people age, hormones such as growth hormone and testosterone decline, while stress hormones like cortisol often increase. Autophagy helps restore balance by improving insulin sensitivity, reducing stress on the adrenal glands, and optimizing cellular communication. This hormonal harmony supports metabolism, muscle maintenance, and emotional stability, making you feel and function younger than your actual age. Perhaps one of the most profound aspects of autophagy is that it doesn't require external intervention. It's a natural, built-in process that your body already knows how to perform. The challenge is that modern habits, constant eating, lack of sleep, processed foods, and stress keep it switched off. When you engage in fasting, lower your carbohydrate intake, exercise regularly, and get adequate sleep, you allow autophagy to switch on and do its job. The results are subtle at first, but over time, the effects compound. Your skin looks clearer, your energy rises, your mind sharpens, and your overall resilience improves. The beauty of autophagy lies in its simplicity. It's not a supplement, a pill, or a quick fix. It's the body's ancient survival mechanism that renews life from the inside out. When you support it consistently, you don't just slow aging, you actually give your body the ability to restore itself at the cellular level. The secret to looking and feeling young isn't outside of you. It's already built into your biology, waiting for you to turn it on. What you eat and how you live directly determine how effectively autophagy functions in your body. While fasting triggers the process, your diet and lifestyle decide how powerful and sustainable it becomes. The body is designed to renew itself, but it can only do that when the right nutrients are available and stress levels are balanced. Autophagy is not a single event, it's a continuous cycle of breakdown and repair, and the foods you consume after fasting either support or block this renewal. When you eat nutrient-rich, whole foods, you provide your body with the raw materials it needs to build new, healthy cells. But when your diet is loaded with processed foods, sugar, and refined carbs, you're feeding inflammation and shutting down the repair process that fasting worked so hard to activate, a low insulin. Nutrient-dense diet keeps autophagy active even after you break your fast. Foods like leafy greens, cruciferous vegetables, avocados, olive oil, wild-caught fish, and pasture-raised eggs are packed with vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and healthy fats that support cellular health. These nutrients help protect your mitochondria, reduce oxidative stress, and encourage clean energy production. On the other hand, sugar and processed carbohydrates raise insulin levels, signaling your body to store energy instead of repair. Elevated insulin stops autophagy almost immediately, turning off your body's ability to clean up old, damaged components. This is why what you eat matters just as much as when you eat. You can't fast your way to health if you break that fast with junk food. Protein also plays a unique role in this balance. While your body needs protein to rebuild muscle and support cellular repair, too much protein, especially from low-quality sources, can raise insulin and mTOR, a growth pathway that suppresses autophagy. It's all about balance. Moderate amounts of high-quality protein from sources like eggs, fish, and grass-fed meats help maintain muscle mass without overstimulating growth signals. When combined with healthy fats and plenty of fibrous vegetables, this creates a perfect environment for ongoing cellular renewal. Beyond food, lifestyle habits have a profound influence on how well autophagy works. One of the most critical factors is sleep. During deep sleep, especially between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m., the brain activates its own version of autophagy, clearing away toxins that build up during the day. This is why poor sleep accelerates aging and cognitive decline. The brain literally can't clean itself without proper rest. Getting 7 to 8 hours of high-quality sleep each night allows the body to repair, balance hormones, and enhance immune function. Without sleep, even the best fasting and nutrition strategies will fall short. Exercise is another lifestyle factor that powerfully stimulates autophagy. When you challenge your muscles through resistance training, high-intensity intervals, or even long walks, you create mild stress that tells your body to adapt and repair. This exercise-induced stress activates autophagy in muscle cells, removing damaged mitochondria and replacing them with stronger, more efficient ones. The result is better endurance, strength, and energy production. Regular physical activity also improves insulin sensitivity, meaning your body can handle glucose more efficiently and stay in a fat-burning, repair-oriented state longer. Stress management is equally important. Chronic stress raises cortisol, a hormone that increases blood sugar and indirectly elevates insulin levels, suppressing autophagy. When your body is constantly under pressure, whether from work, emotional strain, or lack of rest, it shifts into survival mode, prioritizing immediate energy over long-term repair. Techniques like meditation, deep breathing, Spending time in nature or simply reducing digital overload can lower cortisol and help restore the body's natural healing rhythm. Another lifestyle habit that supports autophagy is minimizing exposure to toxins. Modern life exposes us to pesticides, plastics, air pollution, and chemical additives that burden the liver and overwhelm the body's detox systems. Supporting liver health through cruciferous vegetables, hydration, and clean, whole foods enhances the body's ability to process waste and keep autophagy running smoothly. Hydration also plays a crucial role in maintaining this cycle. Water is essential for transporting nutrients, eliminating toxins, and keeping cellular processes running efficiently. Dehydration slows metabolism and makes it harder for the body to remove waste products. Drinking plenty of clean, mineral-rich water supports both fasting and feeding periods by keeping the cells hydrated and functional. It's also important to understand that autophagy is sensitive to energy balance. Constant overeating overwhelms the system and creates excess metabolic waste, while undernourishment starves the body of the nutrients needed to rebuild new cells. The goal is not extreme restriction, but metabolic flexibility, being able to shift smoothly between fasting and eating, stress and recovery, activity and rest. That's the balance that allows autophagy to operate consistently and efficiently. When diet and lifestyle are aligned, autophagy becomes part of your body's natural rhythm. Fasting initiates the cleanup, nutrient-dense food provides the building blocks for renewal, exercise strengthens the repair signals, and sleep consolidates the entire process. Together, these factors create a self-sustaining cycle of regeneration. You're not forcing your body to heal, it's simply doing what it's designed to do once the obstacles are removed. This combination of smart eating, movement, rest, and stress control transforms autophagy from a biological theory into a daily reality that supports longevity, vitality, and optimal health. Aging is not just about the number of years you live, it's about the buildup of cellular waste that accumulates over time. Every second, your body's cells are performing thousands of chemical reactions to keep you alive, and in the process, they produce waste products, damaged proteins, worn out mitochondria, and metabolic debris. When you're young, your body is efficient at cleaning up this waste through autophagy, the process where your cells recycle old components and regenerate new ones. But as you age, especially when your lifestyle involves constant eating, high stress, poor sleep, and processed food, this cleanup system slows down. Over time, that waste builds up, clogging your cells, disrupting communication between organs, and making everything from your skin to your brain less efficient. This is what truly drives the aging process, not just the passage of time. Imagine your body as a city. Every day, factories, sexy your cells are producing goods, energy, but they also generate garbage. When the garbage trucks stop running, that city becomes polluted and inefficient. This is what happens when autophagy shuts down. The buildup of cellular waste leads to inflammation, hormonal imbalance, low energy, and susceptibility to disease. You might notice it as fatigue, brain fog, sagging skin, or slow recovery after workouts. These are all signs that the body isn't cleaning itself properly. Aging accelerates not because of time, but because the waste disposal system has been turned off for too long. Modern habits make this problem worse. Most people eat every few hours, 3 meals, snacks, and drinks that contain calories. Each time you eat, insulin rises, and as long as insulin is elevated, autophagy can't function. The body is stuck in storage mode, constantly digesting and managing incoming nutrients rather than repairing and renewing itself. Without regular periods of fasting, your cells never have the chance to clean up. This constant feeding cycle leads to the accumulation of damaged proteins and toxic byproducts that accelerate cellular decay. Over time, the body becomes less responsive to insulin, inflammation increases, and energy levels drop. The solution is to intentionally create windows of time when the body can focus on repair instead of digestion. Intermittent fasting, for example, gives your body hours each day to activate autophagy and clear out accumulated waste. When you go without food for 16 to 18 hours, insulin levels fall, triggering a cellular shift from growth to repair. The body begins recycling old materials and using them to build new, stronger cells. This process doesn't just improve energy, it literally makes your cells younger. As damaged components are replaced with fresh ones, tissues regain function, and you experience more vitality. Autophagy doesn't just remove waste, it prevents diseases that come from cellular clutter. Conditions like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, fatty liver disease, and even certain cancers are linked to the buildup of damaged proteins and malfunctioning organelles that were never cleared out. When autophagy is active, these potential threats are identified and dismantled before they can cause harm. It's your body's way of performing internal maintenance, scanning for weak points, and repairing them before they lead to bigger problems. That's why fasting, combined with proper nutrition, is associated with longer lifespans and lower rates of chronic disease. Inflammation is another byproduct of unremoved waste. The immune system constantly reacts to damaged cells as if they were invaders, producing inflammatory chemicals that harm healthy tissue. This low-grade inflammation is what underlies many age-related conditions, arthritis, heart disease, and even skin aging. By cleaning out the damaged material, autophagy calms the immune system and reduces this constant internal fire. The body functions more smoothly, energy flows more freely, and recovery becomes faster. Diet and lifestyle determine how much cellular waste your body produces and how efficiently it can remove it. A diet high in refined carbs and processed foods generates more oxidative stress, overwhelming the body's detox systems. In contrast, a diet rich in antioxidants, healthy fats, and plant compounds reduces waste production and supports cellular repair. Sleep is another critical factor. During deep sleep, especially the slow wave phase, the brain undergoes a specialized form of autophagy that clears out toxins accumulated during the day. Without enough restorative sleep, the brain's waste builds up, leading to memory issues, mental fatigue, and faster cognitive decline. Exercise also helps by creating mild, controlled stress that triggers the body to adapt and repair. When you challenge your muscles, your cells respond by cleaning up old, inefficient mitochondria and creating new ones. This is why physically active people tend to age more slowly. They're constantly activating small bursts of autophagy through movement. When you think about aging this way, it becomes clear that the key to longevity is not about fighting time, but managing waste. You can't stop the clock, but you can control how efficiently your body cleans itself. By practicing fasting, eating nutrient-dense foods, moving regularly, managing stress, and prioritizing sleep, you keep autophagy active and allow your cells to stay youthful and functional. Aging then becomes less about decline and more about maintenance. The body remains vibrant because it's continually renewing itself from within, proving that the real secret to staying young is not found in external treatments, but in keeping your internal cleanup system working every single day.